Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to propagate the ZZ plant through a little bit of a disaster. I got this cutting. We'll call it a cutting. It's more of a breaking. I was moving the plant around and this large branch flipped backwards and it snapped off at the base. So I thought instead of throwing it away, I would show you guys how to make cuttings from these leaves. So the first thing I have is a cactus potting soil, and I'm reusing a salad container. There's no drainage holes in the bottom of this one. I could have put them in, but I chose not to. The reason why I chose not to is because these plants can take up to a year before they start to grow. So if it had drainage holes, it would probably dry out way too quick and I would forget about it, and then it would just be a mess. So first thing we're going to do is you can either take a knife and cut each individual leaf off, or you could just break them off. It's much easier to break them off. And each one of these leaves is a cutting. They grow from a leaf. Okay. Stockpile our leaves here. Oops. If you have fingernails, it makes it a little easier. But whatever, if not all of them grow, it's okay too. It's probably best if they don't all grow. Where are you going to put them all? Alright. Again, these plants are wonderful plants to grow, very easy to grow, pretty well foolproof. You could forget to water them from time to time and they don't seem to care. Overwatering might be a problem, but I haven't overwatered mine yet. Okay, I don't know if the very end one will grow, but we'll try it out. So this here is garbage now. We've got our pile of leaves. And I'm using a shallow tray. You can use a regular pot, it doesn't really matter. The thing with doing it without drainage is I've got to really monitor the water level. I don't want it to be sitting in a swamp. So what I'll probably end up doing is as time goes, I'll just end up misting the plant. So now we've got these leaves. I don't have to wait for them to callus over. And I'm just going to stick them in on a little bit of an angle, kind of like you're doing an African violet. And just stagger these guys in here. Just on a little bit of an angle so that their top is facing forward. It's as easy as this. To be honest with you, when I first heard about this method, I thought, well, it can't be that easy. It has to be some sort of a trick to it. You got to use some rooting hormone or whatever. I guess the biggest thing for this is the time. For something that takes, my leaf is a little sticky. Actually, I'm not going to use that one because it's a little sticky, just in case there's an insect issue. Where was I? They take about, like I said, about a year before you start growing. They will start growing under the soil before that year. If you do the little tug test, probably after a couple of months, you'll feel some resistance. They will do their tuber or their bulb down at the bottom before they'll produce any leaves. So what they're doing is, oh, I'm not going to use that one. Had insects on it. My plant seems to get scale from time to time, and that's what that one leaf had on it. I'm not going to use that one either. Got a lot to choose from, so use the healthy ones. Okay. So there we go. these will stay green the whole time too. So if anything goes yellow, you know that it's not taking, and you can just pull it out of the mix. You don't need the rot. So I'm going to water it lightly, because remember, there's no drainage holes in this pot. Water it lightly, and then from time to time, just take a mister and mist it. If you think it's getting, and if it is dry, then obviously water it. But since it's going to be in a closed environment for me, I will only need to mist it, I don't know, probably once a month, once every couple of weeks maybe. And again, it's as simple as this. So I'm going to put this in a place where it gets sunlight, not full strong sun, but an indirect sunny location. And then in time, I might do a tug test. As long as they stay green, I know that they're still alive, and that's the main thing. You don't need to really stress yourself out about these guys. But this is a perfect container for this. It's a little closed system. Don't have to really worry about it. If you have a sunny spot on top of your fridge, then you can just leave them on top of your fridge and check on it from time to time, but you really don't have to give it a lot of care. I have one of these growing that I grew from a cutting, so I'll show you that one. And the one that I'm going to show you is about a year and a half, maybe 2 years old. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, so here we go. This is my ZZ plant that I started from a leaf about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. First we got, after about a year, we got this stem here with the 2 leaves on it. And then about 6 months after that, we got this leaf here, and it's got 6 leaflets on it. So it's getting bigger faster. What I had done was, as an experiment, I ended up just putting a leaf. I think a leaf broke off for whatever reason, so I just potted it up in this pot with some other plants. That way I wouldn't forget about it, or even if I did forget about that the leaf was there, I wouldn't forget to water. And it ended up surviving, and I was actually quite surprised when it actually did start to put out growth, because I did forget that the ZZ plant cutting was in here. So it does take quite some time, and you will forget about it. And that's why I think that the sealed environment where moisture stays there is probably your best bet with these guys, because you will forget. After a year and there's no change, you'll get a little bit bored. I tend to get bored after about a month if something doesn't start happening. And maybe you're the same. And if you are, use my method, just as long as you make sure that you maintain the moisture level. You don't want it too wet, but you also don't want it too dry. So anyway, have fun with it and give it a try. It's super easy.